I came to the United States when I was 5. My dad brought us over. My mom came first. My dad always pushed education.
I came to the United States when I was 14.
We've been married for 5 years.
You know, we're future parents.
I'm about to have a daughter. I just don't want to faint in the delivery room.
My grandpa came to the United States when he was 6 or 7 years old. Came through Canada, went through Newfoundland and into the Midwest. Got through, I think, 4th grade and spent a lot of time clearing land in Minnesota and logging in Minnesota. He worked the wheat fields in North Dakota. He went to Michigan to do construction work. Got married when he was about 28 years old, and then he built the whole farm. Built a house, built all the barns, took care of the machinery, took care of the animals.
Where there's a will, there's a way.
He always has a dream.
I got out of the hood. I got my college degree.
And he goes for it.
This is my portfolio. This is the first project, which is my motorcycle.
They said I couldn't do it because I didn't have a jig, so I figured out a way to keep the frame true to itself. Designing is definitely my forte, I would say.
I designed a wheelchair that has disc brakes. I designed a broom that no longer needs a dustpan. So you broom everything up together and then you press a button and it sucks it through.
I've learned to put tile. I learned to do the electrical in my house. I put in my own furnace. But then again, I could be an engineer. I could be a CEO. There's nothing I can't do.
I never really thought about my grandpa as an immigrant, and I really didn't think about immigration that much. I knew that there were some people that were coming over the border from Mexico. I guess I usually just hoped that they got caught when they came. I'd heard enough stories about drugs and crime and people not learning English that I thought it wasn't helpful to America. And it was like we couldn't put together the legal questions with the love your neighbor questions. I mean, I always wrestled with, what does it mean for us to love our neighbors? I started thinking more about immigration as people were talking, and I got more emails that almost seemed like people hated immigrants, especially Mexican immigrants. And then I started to meet some immigrants, some undocumented immigrants, people like Michael, and I realized that their lives are pretty hard and pretty complicated.
I worked at Home Depot for 7 years. I was going to get promoted, and I told them I didn't want to get promoted, but my manager decided I was going to be promoted no matter what. They did a little deeper check. District HR calls me in and tells me, look, there's something wrong with your social. You need to either verify or check it out. Just went over there, wrote my resignation letter, and handed it in.
So Michael was so valuable to the company that they insisted on promoting him. And when they did, they found out that his social security number wasn't real. That's the dilemma. Now he does whatever odd jobs he can do, and his wife, who works as a nanny, supports the family. If Michael was to come and ask for your advice, what would you tell him? Welcome to Urban Entry.
Victor Vidal V.